one thing to be honest, it's one thing to be dishonest. That is a crime. But there's another level that is like super demonic that you just should not go into. This is super demonic. This is like the devil would be like the devil. I think the devil would want to intern with these people. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Dr. Zane, and on this channel I react to videos that interest me. So if that sounds like your thing, please make sure you subscribe right now, and give this video a big thumbs up, because I already know you're going to enjoy it. So as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be reacting to Hind's Haul by Macklemore. Some people call it Hind's Haul, but I think it's Hind. So the track is about the Palestinian issue, you know, what's going on the other side of the world currently, and you know, the college protests and those issues associated with it basically. And Hind is the name of a 6-year-old girl, a Palestinian 6-year-old girl who was killed along with her family. You know, she was in a car moving with her family, and the Israelis bombed her, bombed the car. Her entire family was killed, but she was alive with her cousin. And I think she was making a call, because I was aware at the time. I don't follow the news. I don't follow the news closely. You cannot avoid a picture here, a clip there, just bits and pieces of what's going on there, right? And so I was aware of what was happening at the time. And I know she made a call, and the Palestinian rescue team, whatever they call them, was going to send rescuers. So, but nobody heard anything again. Nobody heard anything again. And then a couple of days after, the car, the entire family, and she and her cousin were found dead. And close to them, the rescuers that were sent by the Palestinian rescue team were also found dead. Okay, and that, you know, that created a lot of outrage. It was just one of the more heinous things, or it was just a representation of the heinous things that oppressive regime has been doing in that region. And I know not everybody agrees with it, but I think, like I said in my previous video, the truth is clear to anyone who wants to see it. There are two sides. There's the side of the oppressor and there's the side of the oppressed. Okay, it is not complicated at all. Lots of people say, oh, it's complicated. It's not complicated. But anyway, I don't want to rant too much. Let's just get into this track and see what Macklemore has to say about it.
Yeah, the people, they won't leave. What is threatening about divesting and want a piece? The problem isn't the protest, it's what they're protesting. It goes against what our country is funding. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. When I was 7, I learned a lesson from Cuban Eazy-E. What was it again? Oh yeah, fuck the police. Actors and badges.
Okay, I don't know if we can say that. I don't know if we can say, but I'm glad he said it. So the problem isn't that they're protesting, the problem is what they're protesting against. So true, so true. Because, first of all, a lot of people talk about how, why are people protesting, and how, oh, these protesters, they're doing this, they're creating all these ruckus, blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe if there weren't so much injustice in the world, people wouldn't have to protest. Maybe. So maybe you can pay attention to what they're protesting against, fix it, and then people won't have to protest. It's as simple as that. It's a very simple equation. Maybe if people did not go and grab some people and steal some people and buy some people from some part of the world because they had a certain skin color and they thought them inferior to the other people who had a different skin color, and then they packed them and took them to a different place and humiliated them and treated them worse than animals and bred them worse than animals and put them in living conditions worse than animals and poked holes in their lips and put padlocks in them so they wouldn't have to steal out of their stupid sugar cane. Maybe if people had known that, people would not have had to protest against it. Maybe if people hadn't said, oh, because women have a different plumbing than men, then they are not worth voting the way men do. Maybe if they hadn't said that, people would not have had to protest. Maybe if injustice upon injustice hasn't been happening in the history of the world, and it still continues till this very day with this issue as well as many others, maybe if that wasn't happening, people would not have have to protest. I don't know, because I don't think the people protesting actually find it a lot of fun. I really don't think so, but hey, that's just me. Let's continue.
Protect and block the barricade until Palestine is free. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. When I was 7, I learned.
I'm sorry, I just have to say this. I love the way he's saying block the barricade until Palestine is free. Like, he's telling you continue your protest and don't leave that place. Continue your protest. And it's just such a far cry from some other people who have the opposite rhetoric, who are saying they don't care. They do not care about protests, they do not care about the college, and they do not care about what they are protesting against, because the victims, well, they must have brought it upon themselves because of something that happened. Anyway, let's not even go into that. But I love the way he's saying block the party. It's like when you see your friend or even somebody getting bullied or getting oppressed in some way, and that person is fighting for themselves, and some people are like, no, that person should stop, but you are the one who stands up and says, no, continue fighting for yourself, and don't stop until you get your rights. So it's kind of like that. It warms my heart. But let's continue.
A lesson from Cuban. This is what they're protesting. It goes against what our country is funding. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. When I was 7, I learned a lesson from Cuban Easy E. What was it again? Oh yeah, fuck the police. Actors and badges protecting property in a system that was designed by white supremacy. But the people are in the streets. You could pay off Meta, you can't pay off me.
No.
Politicians who serve by any means. APAC, Kofi, and all the companies. See, we sell fear around the land of the free. But this generation here is about to cut the strings. You can ban TikTok, take us out the algorithm, but it's too late. We've seen the truth, we bear witness.
Yo. That is so true. The algorithm has been altered. Everyone knows that. And this track, you can't find it. Even if you go to Macklemore's channel page, you can't find this music video. You have to actually search for this video. Like, I'm just telling you, if you want to find this video, you have to actually search for it specifically before you can find it. You won't find it because YouTube has done what YouTube can do. And even before you can watch it, they'll have to ask you if you're sure you want to watch it, because the content in it might be disturbing for some viewers. And I heard that, you know, the content is not allowed for people below 18, stuff like that. And we heard that they also, maybe they banned TikTok or something, or they're talking about banning it. I don't even know which one is which, because of this same issue, because people are hearing about it and they don't want people to hear about it. Like I said, the powers, the oppressive powers have a lot of resources, and when they get down to it, it's about white supremacy, like you said, and it's about money, and they will do anything to protect their interests. Anything. They will try to hide the truth from us. They will try to distract us by ridiculous things. They will try to do all sorts of things, even blatant things like, you know, banning a social media for no other reason than this one, and then they will hide. They will cover it up with some other flimsy excuses. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. In fact, let me show you what's, you know, because I read through the comments, so let me show you what somebody said about this issue. According to YouTube, kids are too young to see this video. Aren't kids in Palestine too young to watch their families be killed? Aren't they too young to witness a genocide? Aren't they too young to be killed? We will never forget Hind and all the Palestinians killed by Israel. Free Palestine. But Macklemore is like, we've already seen the truth. We cannot unsee it. We bear witness. Okay, you cannot unsee it once you see it. Again, you can only see it if you want to see the truth. But the truth is plain, and we've seen it already.
About to cut the strings. You can ban TikTok, take us out the algorithm, but it's too late. We've seen the truth. We bear witness. Seen the rubble, the buildings, the mothers, and the children, and know the men that you murdered, and then we see how you spin it. Who gets the right to defend and who gets the right of resistance? It's always been about dollars and the color of your pigment. But white. I said it before, I'm saying it again. Shout out to Macklemore. It's always been about money, and it's always been about the color of your pigment. That is it. It's about nothing else. This issue did not start on October 2020. In October 2023, it did not start then. It has been going on for decades. Okay, it has been going on for decades. So, and it's definitely not about religion. It's not about anything except money and the color of your pigment. It's as simple as that.
Some people find themselves superior to some other people because of the way they look, and some people are very selfish and greedy. Some people are very greedy and they do not care who they have to step on or murder in order to get the money they want to get. It's as simple as that.
Supremacy is finally on glass, screaming free Palestine to their homeland last. We see the rising up, claiming it's anti-Semitic to be anti-Zion. I seen Jewish brothers and sisters out there and riding in solidarity.
Yes, and I just want to say shout out to the Jewish brothers and sisters who are also out there in solidarity, protesting for Palestine. Okay, in fact, let me show you another comment that I saw, which was just awesome, from a Jewish person. As a pro-Palestinian Jewish person, thank you so much for mentioning us. Anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism. Thank you. Never again means never again for anyone, and that is what a lot of people forget. Never again means never again for anyone. I saw a post at one point which was just super awesome. The post, maybe you guys have seen it. It said, if you've been wondering what you would have done during the Holocaust, you're doing it right now. Enough said.
I seen Jewish brothers and sisters out there and riding in solidarity and screaming free Palestine, with them organizing and learning and finally cutting ties with the state that's gotta rely on apartheid system to uphold and not.
I'm sorry I keep interrupting, but while we're talking about apartheid, while we're talking about the apartheid, I just want to give a shout out to South Africa, because I feel like, you know, they went through their own apartheid regime and they remember very well what it was like, what it felt like. And I feel like many times when people experience pain and oppression, then it makes them more empathetic, or it makes them more compassionate towards other people who might be experiencing the same thing they went through. Now, there are many people who experience oppression, and all of a sudden, conveniently, they develop a kind of memory loss that makes them forget how that oppression used to feel, so that in the future they begin to side with other oppressors against other people, or they become the oppressors. Okay, but in the case of South Africa, I feel like that did not happen to them at all. They did not experience that kind of memory loss. And I feel like I just love the actions they took against this apartheid regime, and I love how they were open about it and they were clear about the fact that this is an apartheid regime. This is nothing but an apartheid regime. And I just love the way they took steps, like they took bold steps, even though they knew that what they were doing was going to bring consequences on them. Everybody who speaks out against this regime, because it's not just this regime, there are other superpowers supporting the regime. Okay, everybody who speaks up against it knows that there are going to be consequences, whether it's consequences of having your content being buried by the algorithm on social media, or it is the consequence of actually your future being on, you know, being, you're basically putting your future at risk. Like I heard some of the students were expelled. Right, some of the students during the protest, I heard they were expelled. That's literally putting your future on the line. Everything you've been working for your entire life, basically, because of this issue. I heard that some students got arrested, like some of the students during the protest, they got arrested. I heard that there were some ladies who wear like the hijab, like the khimar, this Muslim garment, and the police actually took it off of them because they wanted to check if they were wearing bombs. Really? You wanted to check if they were wearing bombs, or you wanted to humiliate them? Because I think there could have been other ways you could have checked if they were wearing bombs. But hey, again, that's just me. So everybody who speaks up against this knows that there are consequences. And so, but if you are going to speak truth to power, then you will. And I just want to also say, shout out to the Irish people, like Ireland. I love, like, I've always had a soft spot for the Irish people. I don't know why. I literally don't know anybody in real life who is Irish, but I've always had a soft spot for them. I don't know why. But I just love the way, like, their stance on this is so clear, and it's just, it now makes me feel proud of them, as if they're my people. And yet, like, it makes me feel proud of them, but it also makes me feel proud of myself for having a soft spot for people who would stand up against oppression, if that makes any sense. But anyway, let's continue.
Occupying violent history been repeating for the last. Brothers and sisters out there and riding in solidarity and screaming free Palestine, with them organizing and learning and finally cutting ties with the state that's gotta rely on apartheid system to uphold an occupying violent history been repeating for the last 75. Never ended, the colonizer lied. If students in tents posted on the lawn occupying the quad is really against the law, and a reason to call in the police and their squad where this genocide land in your definition, huh? Destroying every college in Gaza and every mosque, pushing everyone in the rock and dropping bombs. The blood is on your hands, Biden, we can see it all. And fuck no, I'm not voting for you in the fall. Undecided, you can't twist the truth, the people out here united. Never be defeated when freedom's on the horizon. Yet the music industry's quiet, complicit in their platform of silence. What happened to the artist? What you gotta say? If I was on a label, you could drop me today. I'll be
like, first of all, I won't repeat that stuff that he said about Biden. I'm not going to repeat it, but I'm going to play it again. Okay, because I think that's my favorite part of this entire track. But the artists, because, well, again, I'm not going to condemn anybody for not speaking out against it, because like I said before, there are real consequences, okay? And you're not necessarily trying to make things hard for yourself. So it takes somebody who has a certain amount of guts and just a certain amount of dedication to fighting against oppression to come out and speak against this, despite knowing that they are going to face certain consequences, okay? And if you're not in a place like that, or if you're not that kind of person, I'm never going to knock you for not wanting to speak out, because but I think that if you're not going to join the protesters, you're not going to have connections with politicians or whoever that you can influence policies, if you cannot do anything, basically, I think at the very least, hate it in your heart, hate the oppression in your heart. I think it counts for something. It means something that you can hate the oppression in your heart. And please do not condemn the victim. That is one of the worst things you could do in a situation like this, because in that case you're just as bad as the people who are supporting the apartheid regime, and you're just as bad. You might as well be the people throwing bombs on Rafah and killing women and children and non-combatants. You might as well be those people, okay? So do not condemn the victims, and at the very least hate the oppression in your heart if there's nothing else that you can do. It's as simple as that. But I'm like, shout out to Macklemore, that's what a boss does. That is what a baller boss, like MVP, does. It's like if he's part of a label, they could drop him today, he doesn't care. This man has decided his soul is not for sale, okay? He has decided his soul is not for sale. Just shout out to him, shout out to him, shout out to him.
Fine with it, cause the heart fed my page. I want a ceasefire, fuck a response from Drake. What you willing to...
Please tell me you guys are still not referring to, just, okay. Please leave Drake alone. I think Drake has suffered enough. Please leave him alone, okay? Leave him alone. Kendrick has destroyed him. You guys just leave him alone. Please. Please. In any case, Drake actually made a response to Kendrick's track, okay? He did make a response, but I don't think he's going... Okay, you know what? Just leave Drake alone, please.
What you willing to give? What if you were in Gaza? What if those were your kids? If the West was pretending that you didn't exist, you want the world to stand up, and the students finally did. Let's get it.
Can you see? Can you see? Well, this is what I've been trying to say, and this is what I was trying to say in my other video. If you do not understand the situation, if you're not clear, again, I think the truth is very clear, but if you're still not clear because you've had just so many different conflicting opinions about this issue from different people that you respect and love, and you're not sure where to stand, put yourself in those people's shoes. This is the essence of empathy, and that's what he's trying to tell us. This is the very essence of empathy. Put yourself in those people's shoes. And I think if you have a heart and your moral compass is still present anywhere in you, then I think you will know which is which, what is what, okay? I think you will know what the truth is. What if you were in Gaza? What if those were your children? Okay, what if those were your children? What if you were the one in Gaza? Well, then, would you still be talking about how, oh, there are just so many different issues? It's a very complicated issue. It's a whole thing. Or would you just want the world to notice and stop pretending that you did not exist? And would you not be grateful for the college students who actually took notice? Would you not be grateful for those students who actually paid attention and actually started doing something to call attention to your plight? Would you not be grateful for them? The one person is coming telling us that they don't care about the college students who are protesting. I'm sorry, I did not. I'm sorry, what? your talk is not talking. I'm sorry, I can't. Yeah. Anyway, I just, this is, I feel like this is one of the best things about being artistic. It's that you can speak up against the truth. That, yeah, you can, you can entertain and all of that, but in your entertainment you can talk about pertinent issues, you can influence, you can bring about changes in real life, you can influence the minds and hearts of people. And if you're on the side of truth, if you're on the side of good, then you just have the power to do so much good and make so much change in the world just by being artistic. Because just the beauty of art is powerful in and of itself. It just holds so much power. And I'm just grateful to Macklemore for using his platform and his talent and his just to talk about this and to be so powerful about it. Like, and like, okay, first of all, shout out to Macklemore again, the biggest shout out. But also, if anybody knows Macklemore, I want you to help give him a hug and tell him that the hug is from somebody in Africa who's trying to hug him. Okay, I'm not joking. I'm very serious. Give him a hug for me. I'm obsessed with this track, so I'm going to play it again.
What is threatening about divesting and want a piece? The problem isn't the protest, is what they're protesting. It goes against what our country is funding. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. When I was 7, I learned a lesson from Cuban Easy E. What was it again? Oh yeah, fuck the police. Actors and badges protecting property in a system that was designed by white supremacy. But the people are in the streets. You can pay off Meta, you can't pay off me. Politicians who serve by any means, APAC, Kofi, and all the companies.
I wanted to say that, like I said before, they would do anything, and they have resources. They would either shut you up or try to pay you off. There's guys like, you can't pay off me, okay? You can pay off Meta, you cannot pay off me. They would try to do anything, to make sure that those people would speak about the oppression that they are supporting, won't speak about it, whether by lining their pockets, making them happy, or trying to keep them quiet. It's wonderful, isn't it? I mean, if it comes to hustle, okay, as someone from Nigeria, we have this saying that hustle na hustle, right? Way na way. But even then, so according to that, we won't knock anybody typically for hustling, for trying to do honest work to make it. And so there are some demonic things that you just should not even branch into. Okay, it's one thing to be honest, it's one thing to be dishonest. That is a crime. But there's another level that is like super demonic that you just should not go into. This is super demonic. This is like, the devil would be like, I think the devil would want to intern with these people. Yeah, I think the devil would want to be an intern with these people with just this. I'm just not going to say more than that.
Around the land of the free, but this generation here is about to cut the strings. You can ban TikTok, take us out the algorithm, but it's too late. We've seen the truth, we bear witness. See the rubble, the buildings, the mothers and the children, and all the men that you murdered, and then we see how you spin it. Who gets the right to defend and who gets the right of resistance? It's always been about dollars and the color of your pigment. But white supremacy is finally on glass, screaming free Palestine to their homeland last. We see the lies and claiming it's anti-Semitic to be anti-Zion. I seen Jewish brothers and sisters out there and riding in solidarity and screaming free Palestine, with them organizing and learning and finally cutting ties with the state that's gotta rely on apartheid system to uphold and occupying violent history. Been repeating for the last 75. The never ended, the colonizer lied. Students intense, posted on the lawn, occupying the quad is really against the law. And a reason to call in the police and their squad. Where does genocide land in your definition, huh? Destroying every college in Gaza and every mosque, pushing everyone in the Rafah and dropping bombs. The blood is on your hands, Biden, we can see it all. And fuck no.
I'm sorry, I'm going to rewind that. Okay, that's my favorite part. But I wanted to add that they're bombing every college and mosque. They're also bombing hospitals. Okay, they're also bombing hospitals. It's wonderful. It's truly wonderful. It's truly wonderful. And this people is as if they don't even understand what's going on. It's as if they've been overtaken by this other entity that makes them not even realize just the horror of what they're doing. I mean, I saw a photo of, like I said before, I don't really follow that news, but you still cannot avoid one or two photos here and there. So I saw a photo of this Israeli soldier in uniform in a house where they had already, obviously, the Palestinians in the house, and that entire apartment building had been evacuated. Nobody was there anymore, so it was deserted. And then he was lying in a baby's cot, like it was obviously a baby's cot, and the baby was no longer there. So I don't know, it should have brought to mind the fact that this was a baby's cot, and the family and that baby are no longer here because of your actions. And so instead of you, I don't know, feeling something, no, you could not feel something, fine, all right, but then you have to go and pose lying in the baby's, like, does your depravity know no bounds? And I'm not even going to talk about the photo of the one where the two soldiers were sitting at the family's dining table, where again another empty house, and they had all the snacks from the house, maybe from their pantry, and they had them on the table, and they were gisting over it and just chilling on the snacks, and you know, they littered the entire table with the snacks all over the place, and the real owners of the house and the children are behind that wall, starving. Maybe they were even already dead, maybe the family, the actual family who owned that house were already there, but if they were not dead, then they were behind that high wall, that prison encampment, dying of starvation, literally starving to death, literally. It's amazing, it's truly amazing. So
not voting for you in the fall, every college in Gaza and every mosque, pushing everyone in the rock and dropping bombs. The blood is on your hands, Biden, we can see it all. And fuck no, I'm not voting for you in the fall, undecided. You can't twist the truth, the people out here united. Never be defeated when freedom's on the horizon. Yet the music industry's quiet, complicit in their platform of silence. What happened to the artist? What you gotta say? If I was on a label, you could drop me today. I'll be fine with it, cause the heart fed my page. I want a ceasefire, fuck a response from Drake. What you willing to risk? What you willing to give? What if you were in Gaza? What if those were your kids? If the West was pretending that you didn't exist, you want the world to stand up, and the students finally did. Let's get it.
The students finally did. Students finally did. Seriously. So it's just the worst. It's just the worst. Like I said, like you're not necessarily trying to give yourself a hard time. So if you cannot handle the real consequences that might come to you if you're doing something, then you don't have to do anything as far as I'm concerned. But at the very least, do not blame the victims. Do not let people deceive you into thinking that the situation is more complicated than actually it is. It's very simple. Some people are oppressing some people, and some people are being oppressed, and it is all about money and the color of your pigment. Nothing else. Nothing else. Many of the, now I'm speaking like this from Africa, as a person from Africa who is seeing things, okay? I can say that many of the situations we have in Africa, many of the situations are because of these two things: money and the color of your pigments. That is it. Anybody else comes and talk about, oh, how these people, they are corrupt. Yeah, we have some corrupt people, but the corrupt people are being used by some people. Guess who? Guess who? And you know, it's very difficult to talk like this, talk openly, because lots of people are limited in reasoning, and so they really cannot get the points of what you're trying to say because you don't want to be too explicit. And then they only grasp just a bit of what you're saying. They don't even grasp it. They just hear that bit, and then they tell you this, that. They say, oh, you know, you're racist, you're this, you're that. No, you're not getting my point here. I'm not. In fact, let's not even go into that. Call me a racist. That's a laugh. That's a big laugh. You call me a racist. Okay. I'm not even going to respond to that. Yes. All of you who have been saying bad things in my comment section, I'm coming for you one of these days. I keep telling you, I'm coming for you one of these days. And all of you who have been saying nice things in my comment section, shout out to you. Okay? But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video till this very moment with me. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section again. Be nice. And shout out to all of you who have been subscribing and liking my videos. I truly appreciate it. If you have not subscribed, please do so right now. And you know, share this video with anyone who you think might be interested. I'm sorry, you can end this video now. I'm going to rewind this one just a little bit because, you know, my favorite part of the video. Let's go. Okay, let's see.
Industry's quiet, complicit in their platform of silence. What happens to the artist? What you gotta say? If I was on a label, you could drop me today. I'll be fine with it, cause the heart fed my page. I want a ceasefire, fuck a response from Drake. What you willing to risk?
Let's go
What you willing
again.
pushing everyone in the rock and dropping bombs. The blood is on your hands, Biden, we can see it all.
Okay, right.
Fuck no, I'm not voting for you in the fall. Undecided, you can't twist the truth. The people out here united, never be defeated when freedom's on the horizon. Yet the music industry's quiet, complicit in their platform of silence. What happens to the artist? What you gotta say? If I was on a label, you could drop me today. I'll be fine with it, cause the heart fed my page. I want a ceasefire, fuck a response from Drake. What you willing to risk? What you willing to give? What if you were in Gaza? What if those were your kids? If the West was pretending that you didn't exist, you want the world to stand up, and the students finally did. Let's get it.
Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you. Remember, don't be on the side of the oppressors. Don't ever be on the side of the oppressors. And at the very least, hate the oppression in your heart. It means a lot. Okay. Shout out to every single person who has been able, or who is speaking truth to power in spite of the consequences, in spite of the real life consequences. Shout out to every single person who is speaking truth to power, and shout out to Macklemore once more. You guys, don't forget, if you know him, give him a hug for me, okay? Ciao.